Hello, hello. What is up, guys? It's definitely been a while. I think this is the first stream this year, actually. Um, so hello. I hope you all have been doing well. I did make a video the other day, so if you guys saw that, then you kind of know what's been going on and kind of where I've been. But good to see you guys again. What's up, Martin? How's it going, Greg? What is up? It is so good to see you guys again. So I do want to let you guys know that the streams are going to continue. I'm not sure on the full like frequency yet. I'm still recovering and stuff and kind of getting things figured out. We're gonna get into all of that, even though if you guys saw my last video, you might have a few ideas. But yeah, so good to see you guys again. I definitely wanted to just pop in, say what's up, and kind of one day my dad will believe what I mean. But as far as the reason why the live streams have stopped for a little bit, there's a couple reasons. Number one, I wanted to use the time to work more on my website, to start making more videos, because only a handful of a little niche bit of the community comes and hangs out on these streams, which is so cool and chill. But I also want to give you guys enough content where you get your answers, you get your questions answered. I am working on my podcast, I'm making the membership videos, and just with how much I was doing live streams and working on other things, I just didn't have like enough time to really get some of the projects done that I've wanted to launch this year. And a little wrench got thrown into my plans because in January, like the second week of January, I'm not sure what happened, but I was sitting down and I felt like a tear in my knee all of a sudden. It sounded like a pop, but it was different. It was like a softer type pop. And then I didn't really think too much of it. And then I literally couldn't walk on my leg at all. I couldn't straighten my leg. I couldn't bend my leg. It was like super excruciating pain, and I had no idea what was going on. And I'm still waiting for the MRI. It's literally 3 months later. I'm still waiting to figure out what's happened. Well, a few days after that, it continued to progress, and I guess that put extra pressure on like my other leg, and so the same thing happened to my other leg. And so what I'm thinking, and what my physical therapist thinks, is that if you guys are familiar with anatomy, maybe not, but between your two joints on your knee, there's a little cushion, and it's called the meniscus, and it basically protects your the joints in your knee from kind of grinding, and it's basically like a shock absorber for your joint. And that can tear, that can bend, and it basically makes it so you can't even walk on your leg, and it takes a really long time to recover like a meniscus injury because it's like cartilage. And so I'm pretty sure that's what's happening, but again, like I'm still waiting for the MRI. I've got to call them next week. But I lost the ability to walk. I've had to retrain myself how to walk the past 3 months. I've been using a cane. I have had to completely stop going on walks, doing housework. I could hardly walk across the house by myself. And it was really bad for like a month and a half. And I've been in physical therapy. I've been like the whole shebang, like having to rest a lot more, hot baths, massages, ice, compression, elevation, doctor's appointments, x-rays, MRIs, all of the things. And it's really interesting because I feel like in a way it was divinely orchestrated to help me slow down, which seems kind of weird, but I always take like anything that I experience in life, I always try to find the lesson in it. And I do see how I was like overfilling my plate before. I was like trying to do everything, not only like in work and business, but like everything that I could in my life, everything in the house, like trying to be proactive in every single area that I could, staying up super, super late working on stuff, like let alone like taking care of the house and the chores and the yard work and all the things I do here, to the point of like really feeling exhausted. And I think I put so much pressure on my physical body that I didn't even like realize it. Like that's what I'm pretty sure happened. And My dad will have a lucid dream and believe it. Okay, Martin. Okay. I'm on board. Yeah, I was like, believe what? Oh my God, what's happening? I'm on I'm on the same page. I'm always talking about lucid dreams with my family and out of body experiences, and a few members of my family are interested in learning, and so I'm totally with you. Once people have that lucid dream experience, wow, it just opens up a whole world for you. And that's another thing recently is like I haven't been lucid dreaming because I've had a hard time sleeping. Like oh my God, if I could, it feels like such a long time since this injury happened, that I just wish I could tell you guys like the entire process of how insane it's been. Like I literally had to retrain myself how to walk. And it was really hard, process for me these past few months. And I've wanted to show up for you guys. I've wanted to continue the lives, but as you can see, that really threw me for a loop, and I've been recovering. I'm to the point where I can mostly walk without a lot of pain. I'm still in physical therapy. Again, I'm gonna call the doctors Monday or something to be like, okay, it's been 3 months. Do you have the results for the MRI? So I should know, I should be able to confirm like this month if it was actually a meniscus tear in both legs, which everyone was like, what the fuck? How did you do that? I was like, bro, I don't even know. I just think it was just how I am as a person. I go really hard with trying to take care of things, be like on top of everything. And I just think I was putting way too much on my plate in several ways. And so I think that was kind of like the universe's way of like, hey, if you won't slow down, I'm gonna kick you in the fucking kneecaps and make you slow down, is what it felt like. Which, that's the way the universe has to work to get the message to me. Like it has to happen that way. Since then, I've learned a lot of lessons of how to be more gentle to myself, in the sense of like what I expect from myself, but also physically like what I'm able to do in a day. So I've taken some time off from live streams and stuff to rest, to recover, to just catch up on some things. And I'm at the point where I really wanted to show up and just hang out with you guys and check in and see how you guys are doing, and to let you know that content is still resuming. I just needed a couple month break from everything. And I really love these live streams. I love the podcast. I know I've taken a little break from that. The shit is already recorded, ready to go. Okay. I just haven't had too many opportunities to work on those things recently, but we are getting there. I'm feeling a lot better. And now I'm pretty good. Like I'm obviously I still have some issues with like walking, like bend, like there's still some pain and things that I can't do yet. Like I can't even go on walks. Like I can't even walk my dog anymore. I have to have Chance kind of take on a lot of the things that I was doing before. So that's been hard in its own way. But I guess I really needed to do it because I don't remember the last time I really allowed myself to take a break, unless it was forced upon me from like sickness or injury or something. So I guess that's also a sign like, hey, I've needed to find a little bit more balance. What's up, John? How's it going? Skip, what is up? DK Vision, how's it going? Abby, what is up? What is the one technique that helps you lucid dream? Awareness practice. That way you don't even have to do an induction technique basically ever, unless you want to. Training yourself to naturally be aware throughout the day so that you naturally catch on to when you are in a dream is definitely the most efficient way to learn lucid dreaming, because then in any dream that you already have that awareness, you already have that prefrontal cortex activated, looking for signs that you could be in a dream. It's already working. And so it makes it a lot easier. That's a very easy, I wouldn't say it's simple, but not necessarily easy at first. But that's a way to create spontaneous lucid dream experience as opposed to like an at-will one. But if you're talking about techniques and stuff, probably wild combined with wake back to bed is the one that I like to use. But as far as everything we were talking about, yeah, I'm feeling okay now. I'm definitely slowly getting back into everything that I was doing. And yeah, I just wanted to check in with you guys to let you know everything's still continuing. I'm still here, and I hope that you guys are doing well. And if you are in the Telegram group, again, I've been chilling in there with you guys when I can. I've been updating you guys on kind of what's been going on. And so, of course, that is definitely the best way to stay up to date on everything that's happening. But really, I just wanted to show up and say, hey, for a few minutes. I don't know if any of you are into F1, Formula One racing, but it's race day and it's starting in an hour, and I'm for sure excited. It's an event I've planned for all day, so I'm like super stoked about that. So this is just going to be kind of a chill stream today. But I will be planning more live streams. I will be doing more classes. I am almost ready to start doing mentorships again. I've kind of put literally everything on pause. So that has been a little tricky for me to just allow that, because I love you guys and I love what I do and I love talking about these things and I love to show up in these different ways, but I think it was so necessary for me to allow myself to disconnect. I didn't even allow myself to. I was fighting it the whole time. So, yeah. Not trying to minimize your troubles. Take time you need. Just curious, but wouldn't sitting down for live streams be easy? My brain says lay back, relax, and not push yourself. That's what I do. Yeah, but it's just the time to find it, because I'm in so much physical therapy. I have so many exercises. I have so many places I have to go to. It takes me like 5 times longer to do basic stuff throughout the day because I can hardly walk around by myself. So it's not necessarily the ability to do it. It's that I definitely feel best laying or lounging or sitting, but I guess it was just finding the time and the energy to show up, because you guys deserve to have my full attention, and I just haven't been in not only the right mindset to show up, but the time has been so insane. I don't even get done with everything until 1 a.m. recently, and so my sleep has been all messed up. And now I'm lowering how much I go to physical therapy and stuff, and I'm trying to be careful with how I add things into my schedule right now. But yeah, I am starting to have a little bit more time free up, which is why I was able to show up today. Thank God. I really wanted to show up with you guys today. But yeah, that's totally valid question, and you're right. That's why it's one of the first things I will be able to start getting back into more. Just because it's not very physical. It's just really about having the time and the mental capacity for it. So I know I do need extra blueberries. I have been really taking care of myself. Lots of smoothies, lots of I made this veggie bowl stir fry today that is pretty delicious. So yeah, I am just kind of trying to nourish my body, read when I have the time, meditate. I'm just getting back into my dream work. I literally haven't been dreaming for the whole time. Literally, I guess when my brain is just overly just stressed, overwhelmed, I guess my dreams just kind of halt sometimes, which is interesting because it's not like that for everybody. Sometimes if people are just stressed or going through shit, their dreams reflect that, but it's weird. It's mine stop. And I haven't had nightmares or stressful dreams for a long time. They're pretty balanced now, but it's when I'm not in the right state, they wait. They're all right, girl, we're gonna just hold off until you're ready. Oh, as you can see, I cleaned some of it up, but yeah, I have a whole, literally half of my office is a gym right now. I bought so many things so that I could keep up with everything that I'm supposed to do, and damn, I'm starting to free up a little bit more of my time now, but yeah, it's been a change for me. I also haven't done any art for a long time, and I like could cry over that. I don't even want to get into that. I have like missed creating. Yeah, I've literally, there's some days where it was like almost 10 out of 10 pain. Like, I don't even, and it's crazy because they're like, oh, this is concerning. Oh my God, I have no idea what's going on. And then they're like, try not to worry about it. We're also going to take weeks and months to get you the results to tell you what's going on. But it's concerning. Oh, but don't worry about it. It's like, okay, no worries. We're all good. Um, wait, I'm sorry. I don't know what that is. Maybe I do. Explain that to me, John. Do who? What is that? Who is that? What is that? Vegan eating ASMR. I don't think there's probably a very niche portion of the audience that would actually enjoy me eating food on stream. I've thought about, because I love to cook, I've thought about doing like, not even necessarily a mukbang type thing, but just cooking a lot of food with you guys and then eating with you guys on stream. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I just love to cook. I love to bake. Today I might make these white chocolate, these matcha white chocolate dipped strawberries as like a little dessert for the race, okay? And yeah, I've thought of cooking a whole dinner for you guys virtually and sharing a meal with you guys on stream. Is that weird? I don't know. But I want to hang out with you guys, so it sounded like a like a good idea. Oh, Doctor Who. Your message says Do Who, and I literally got confused. You're like, I have a feeling you're a Do Who fan, and I was like, Do Who? Do Who? Who is Do Who? Okay, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Yeah, and a lot of people think that little telephone thing is a Doctor Who reference. It looked vintage, it was blue, and I was like, I have to have it. But yeah, I do like Doctor Who also. Let's see. No, you're good. Hey, Skip, gotta eat. You gotta eat, man. Carling said the Do archetype is part of the collective unconscious. Do you also mean Doctor Who, or do you legit mean Do Who archetype? Because it sounds, John, it actually sounds like the Do archetype might actually be a thing. That's you know, I have so many. I literally, where are they? I just got a whole stack of Carl Jung books. It's funny that you say that. Because oh my God, there's so many books I've gotten these past couple months that I haven't had a chance to read. But everything I read, I kind of have the intention of like, okay, how can I like either turn this into something that my audience can apply, or how can I make this interesting into a video? And so I have lots of Carl Jung books I hope to jump into with you guys soon, because it so applies to everything we talk about, and we talk so much on the archetypes of the unconscious and how we can personify archetypes within the lucid dream to heal and explore parts of ourselves. And his work is just amazing. What's a book, or what is the book I have? Hey, John, if you don't like to read though, I don't know if you like audiobooks. That is one thing that has served me so much since last year when I got Audible, because I'm like, I can listen to books and do things. Like, I don't have to hold still. I can like do things and like move around. I know, I'm just letting you know, hey, if there is anybody who doesn't like to read, audiobooks are a godsend, okay, if you find the right ones. One book I recommend, if you're really into quantum physics and quantum jumping and all that, is Happy Pocket Full of Money. That shit is so good. I've literally read it like 4 times, and it is so amazing. It goes so deep into quantum physics and our connection and our influence with the external world and how it works on a quantum level, and it's just the coolest book ever. Okay, so Happy Pocket Full of Money. I've only listened to the audiobook version. I love it. I literally repeat it once I finish it. It's a pretty long book, sort of. I think it's like, not really. It's like 5 or 6 hours. But yeah. What's the best way you can think of to restart your dream work? I've been slacking. I love this, Greg, because I can't tell you how many times, okay, I come back to my dream practice. And I want you guys to know, if you ever fall off your dream practice, that's so normal. You know why? Because look at all of the other pieces in your life of things that you care about that you don't give your daily attention to. Like, life comes up, and we're ruled by our emotions and our feelings. And so if we're not feeling aligned with something, it's like totally normal that we're not going to be like super passionate about it in that moment, or feel super ready to get back into it. It could be like that art, for example. Like, let's not, make dreaming seem like, yeah, something different that we have to be on all the time. It's like anything we're into. Like, yeah, I've taken like a 3-month break from art, and even though that is like been hard for me, I know that I have needed something else in this moment, you know, to get me back to that inspiring place where I am able to express my creative ideas in the way that they need to be expressed. But like with dreamwork, I love that you're mentioning, yeah, I love that you're mentioning that, because there's several things that I do to get back into dreamwork. So let me just start with one. One of the things is I like to write all of the things that I love about dreamwork. Like, really though, not just like, oh, I guess I like dreamwork because of this and this. Like, what is your why? Like, why are you hungry for this? What has this given you? Why do you come back to it over and over? And to me, there's nothing that feels like dreamwork. There's nothing that feels like a vivid, immersive dream that just impacts you to your core in some way, you know? Even when I have a regular non-lucid, like last night, I started dreaming again, which really let me know that I'm starting to find my way back to myself. So dreams for me are kind of also like an extension of my intuition. It's almost like, it sounds ridiculous, but I feel very spiritually connected to dream work. And it's become like a spiritual foundation in my life because of how I see it. And I really do believe that the dream world is an extension to the divine in a way, or is an extension to a version of myself that I don't get to meet consciously each day. It's like, it's just a portal to beyond what we think we know. And so it's sacred, it's beautiful, it's meaningful, it's purposeful, it's magical, it's everything to me, you know? And when you dive into your why in that way, you really start to feel it differently. Like, we don't have to always be doing our dream work for it to be a huge meaning or purpose of our life. But we always need to come back to our why to lead us back to that. And it's so normal to ebb and flow in your practice, but the why behind it really is what's going to carry you. Like, for example, I'm gonna share something with you guys. So on and off for basically ever, okay, I have had a relationship with cannabis, whether that is like just like for pain purposes, whether that is just to like relax on a weekend. And I've always had this on and off game with it over like the years and years and years. And dreamwork. And as you guys know, when you are using cannabis or THC, you really don't have a lot of fruitful experiences in your dreams. Like, you may have some dreams, but you probably won't lucid dream. And it will be hard to like vividly dream if you're consistently using. And so for the times if I've ever fallen off my practice where I wanted to come back to dreaming, whether it was related to cannabis or not, I know a lot of people in my audience and just a lot of people in general use cannabis or CBD or whatever it is for pain, whatever it may be. And a lot of us, and a lot of the questions I've gotten is, how can I make this work with my dreams? And I want to let you know, you can still make those both work in your life for, you know, when they're meant to serve you, but you might have to work with them a little bit individually. And one thing I did is write a list of things of why I love being sober, because and it connected to my dream work. And this basically helps keep me strong when I need it in a way. I'm fine. I'm not smoking or using cannabis really right now. I've taken, once the pain really started to subside in like January and February, I started to come back to my dream work. But even CBD, like I've taken like CBD shots and stuff for pain at night when I have gotten flare up in my legs from the injury the past couple months. And even though it's helpful, I really do miss my dreams. And that's where I really do a lot of healing, you know, is within my dreams. And so I wrote this little thing to remind me why I love being sober. And I recommend maybe you guys do this specifically for your dreams. Like, I love lucid dreaming because of this, or I love my dreamer because of this. And I'm just going to share this little list with you to give you an idea of what I mean. So this is why whys are powerful. I love being sober because I feel incredibly aware and connected to the world around me. I love being sober because I have so many amazing dream and out-of-body experiences that not only have changed my life, but grown my community massively. I love being sober because it's effortless to tap into my natural energy and creativity. I love being sober because I eat healthy and take care of my body. I love being sober because I naturally crave my routines and keep personal commitments to myself. I love being sober because it allows me to accomplish much more, much faster, except I'm learning a lesson. I gotta make sure to keep that balance. I love being sober because it allowed me to finally break the anxiety cycle. I was like really wound for anxiety, and yeah, it's really helped me get in touch with my emotions and be able to resolve them without any external things, which is very helpful for me. I love being sober because I sleep so much better and dream way more vividly. I love being sober because my spiritual growth has been tremendous. And I love being sober because how I make the most of the present moment. Now, not everybody's like this, but I've noticed sometimes when I would like use cannabis, I would just not be as focused. I would maybe not eat the healthiest. And it does help you get to sleep, but I would like wake up a lot throughout the night. Like it kind of disrupted my sleeping cycle in a lot of ways. Anytime I'd get anxious or whatever, my mind would just go to like, oh, we just need to like take a rip or have a joint and it'll be good. And I didn't like this tie to this external thing that almost made me feel trapped to it, you know? Like I want to use it when it's fun. I want to use it when I'm like, I got Chance an infuser for our kitchen so we can infuse oils, butters, and this is with not just cannabis, but like any herbs. And so I'm going to make some videos soon on some dream herb infusions. Like I plan to make a dream tincture, like a lucid dreaming tincture. And I hope to make a video on that with this infuser thing. But anyways, like I want to use it purposefully. I think we should use all herbs and medicines purposefully. And I noticed that sometimes I wasn't using it. And this is just over the years. I mean, the first time I used cannabis was probably when I was like 13. So I'm talking like, yeah, over time, definitely what I've noticed about myself. And it's really helpful to read your whys because it reminds you when you're not in that headspace, it brings you back to that headspace. And so, Greg, when you're feeling super excited about dreamwork, even if it's like right now and you're like thinking of all the reasons you love dreamwork and you can't wait to get back into it, write in that energy, write in the energy of your passion, of your desires, of your whys, you know, because you can feel it when you read your whys back to yourself. And it's almost like an anchor to that energy. It's like an anchor to that world in a sense, if you know what I mean. Because even though like we know that we're connected to these things, when you're in a different feeling, your thoughts about things are different. And sometimes it's hard to tap into those same levels of like joy and inspiration and passion when you're not necessarily feeling it in your body, you know what I mean? So having it like written really does help in that way. It really, yeah, anchors you back to that energy. And that's just one of the things I wanted to mention for getting back into dreamwork. There's several other things I have for you. But that's a big one. The other one is when you don't have a lot of output for dreams, lucid dreams, dreamwork in general, you want to focus on your input of that information. So, for example, if you're not having a lot of dreams, if you're not having a lot of lucid dreams, if, you know, you just don't necessarily feel connected currently in that way, you want to increase your input of that type of information. And that is going to influence your internal state. That is giving your subconscious more to work with within the dream realm, but it's also activating this part of yourself where you're now expecting dreams, you're excited about dreams, you're thinking about dreams more, you're now feeling connected to them because of the information you're reading about it, and that activates a whole other world in your system when you emotionally feel something. Not just like reading something or thinking something. And so keep in mind, when you are feeling like you have a dry spell, or when you feel like, I don't really feel like practicing lucid dreaming right now, find what you can do that does feel doable as far as taking in information. Because if you're not, it's kind of like when I'm not expressing myself through art, for example, I read, I listen to things, I watch podcasts and stuff. And it's kind of like the moon phases, you know, there's some times where you're going to be full moon energy and you're going to be ready for everything, dude. You're going to like be overachieving in ways that you didn't expect. But then the other side is like, oh, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I feel like I'm slacking. Guess what? They all balance out because you overcommitted here in some ways and you put a lot of energy, a lot of work into this, which is amazing, right? And then you have that more new moon energy where you're more in the shadows, you're more, just taking things in or resting or disconnecting. And so even though it looks like two extremes, when you bring it in the middle, it's actually balanced. And so we can find that balance consistently in our practice, or we have to recognize that sometimes we'll feel one extreme and sometimes we'll feel another extreme, but it still is the same balance when you look at both sides, when you measure it, you know what I mean? So when you're not experiencing a lot of output in dream work, increase your input. Now, if you guys ever need resources, I am a machine for learning. I am a beast for looking information up, digesting things, reading, watching things, taking classes, courses. If we're into the same stuff, which I'm pretty sure that we are, at least we're interested in several things, mutually, then I would love to provide some of my resources to you guys because, I'm either in the mode of, expressing or in the mode of just taking things in. And sometimes it's both, sometimes I find that flow with both, but life isn't always like that. Sometimes it's hard to find a balance in the moment for everything that means a lot to us. And that's why, number one, we need to have grace with ourselves. Number two, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture and actually see the balance that's at play. Hey, Moon Spirit, how's it going? How is it going? Yes, absolutely. Stefan, what's up? But yeah, so I hope that makes a little more sense. Another thing that kind of really helps with dream work is going to bed just a little bit early. And I know we talk about this a lot, but even if you go to bed and just meditate or just lay and do breath work, there's something about going to your bed earlier where almost every time I dream more vividly, or I dream earlier, or something's different. And so that, okay, there's another piece that my brain's wanting to say now. Really creating a nighttime routine that feels really nourishing and exciting for you. And it doesn't have to be dream related. It could just be a way that you kind of prepare yourself for sleep. I notice when I have kind of a routine in some sense, and you don't have to use the word routine, you can curriculum. My nighttime, I don't know, whatever you want to say, okay? It's supposed to be fun. And if the word routine stresses you out, change it, okay? It's just your activities that help get you in the right space for sleep. It's just like when we start our day, there's things we got to do to get ourselves in the right mindset. Maybe you got to shower, maybe you got to read your wall of affirmations to start getting your brain going in the way that you want. And there's ways that we prepare for the day, right? So we should also prepare for sleep because, look at all the amazing things that come from our sleep. Even in deep sleep, our whole body is regenerating cells where we grow, our hair grows and our nails grow in our sleep, in our deep sleep. The process that our physical body goes through in sleep, let alone our mind and our consciousness, that deserves attention. That deserves kind of like an initiation into sleep or bed, if that makes sense. And maybe I'm just a ceremonial type person, not even, it's just more about intention. That's really all that it's about. And if you do things in a way with conscious intention or meaning, it really affects you in an interesting way. Even if you were to drink a tea right before bed with the intention that this is going to serve your sleep and it's going to help activate something within you that you're meant to experience that night, that's a little bit of magic you just sprinkled into your nighttime routine. Literally an action combined with an intention, you're manifesting something, okay? And it also just makes life more exciting. And also, if lucid dreaming is about conscious awareness, is about mindfulness, then yeah, ritualistic. Yeah. Sylvia, that's the word I was looking for. I forgot what I was saying, but I know that you guys probably pieced together what I was saying. Oh yes. But since lucid dreams require a level of awareness, a level of mindfulness, in like infusing that into your day or your night, like does more for your dreams than you think. Because like even look at like reality checks. Why do reality checks work? Because we're thinking about dreams during the day in combination with awareness practices. And so now we're literally building new neural connections that bring dreams and awareness together. Okay, you can do this with anything, but when you do a specific action with another action or with an intention or with a specific thought, eventually those neural connections connect with one another and it becomes like an unconscious process, which is why from that point, if you got into a dream, naturally you would have this awareness kind of activate without you even thinking about it. And then that's when you wake up in your dream after that process already happened. And so creating awareness in lucid dreams, especially from reality checks, is a process from like habit and just infusing awareness into the day. And so if you find other ways to infuse your day or night with intention, with specific mindful action, and with specific feeling, you know, around dreaming or lucid dreaming, you will still notice that heightened awareness. You will still see that eventually within your dreams. So even if you just wrote your dreams down in the morning and you fell asleep with an intention, and maybe you had a nighttime tea where as you sipped it, you every sip, you literally just tapped into like how you wanted your night to go or what you wanted to dream about, just for fun, dude. Like that would actually create something fruitful. So as you could see, it's like a really creative process as far as putting together your little dreamwork practice. And dreamwork, again, goes outside of just dreaming. This is like everything that surrounds your dreamwork, even in the day. So I encourage you guys to be creative and have fun with it, for sure. And also look at how you're stressing yourself out within your practice. Because some people will like email me or something and they'll be like, I am doing all the things, girl. I'm waking up every day at 4 a.m. to meditate, to induce a lucid dream. At night, I'm doing this to the point that I'm exhausted. And you know, that actually might be causing an issue because you're putting too much on your plate and you're also shoulding yourself. Like you are, I should do this. Oh, I should do this instead of could. And so I'd also recommend maybe changing the way that you talk to yourself about dreaming, because people like beat themselves up about it. And they like think they're not a good dreamer, or I'm not doing enough, or I'm lazy. Sometimes your the results from the dreams you're having, whether you have them or not, or you're having a dry spell, that's kind of letting you know maybe perhaps where you could make some adjustments, because I promise you it's much better to have like a more balanced, simple practice than to have one that's exhausting, that's overwhelming, that's hard to keep up on. I mean, even look at what I was just talking about with my double knee injury. Like just from that, my dreams kind of halted. And so for some of us, if we experience certain types of stress, you will just naturally experience a dry spell. You know, it doesn't necessarily have to be like cannabis related or anything. It doesn't mean that you're not doing what you should be doing or whatever, you know. I think that's one lesson that I even have outside of dreaming, as we talked about, just with my daily stuff and work. It's like the balance is actually what gets us further than trying to put everything, all into our daily routine at once. And you can have months where you like, for example, I have like a theme for each month. And I just tap into like the energy at the beginning of the month, and I'm like, okay, this month it's going to be about gentleness, or this month it's going to be about momentum, or this month is going to be about like showing up with passion, or like dedicating to creativity. You know, I just create each month to be about something specific, just for several reasons. I mean, it keeps me engaged, it keeps me excited, it gives me something to look forward to, and it really allows me to hone in on specific areas throughout the year. And then when I look back, I'm like, oh dude, I like had 12 months individually where each month was I had a deep dive into some specific area. And maybe that's one reason why my biggest dream sign is school. I see everything like it is a school. I see everything like it is a lesson. I see everything like it is something that I can apply and learn, like even my day to day, you know? And I think it's exciting to make life like that. And so, yeah, maybe that will also help you to dedicate months to specific things. Like, even if it is like reality checks for a month, it makes it fun because it's like a month-long challenge with yourself. There's no other pressure on it besides you wanted to do it and you wanted to see what you could do if you dedicated your full energy to something. And it also still infuses balance because it kind of eliminates all the extra stuff that you usually fill your time with and really just helps you zone in on one area. And I honestly think that's extremely helpful. So that's another thing I do is I literally have whiteboards on my wall, one for my to-do list and my priorities and things to remember, and then the other one's like the actual calendar, and I have the month and then whatever theme I want to do for that month. And it's kind of funny, I haven't changed it since January, and this was at the beginning of January that I wrote this, before the injury, and it's Gentle January. Interesting. It's almost like the fucking universe knew this shit was gonna happen, and that I would need to be gentle with myself, and that I would need to like unlearn what I think I need to do when I'm, you know, struggling or healing. And so that's funny now that I'm looking at that. And you know, maybe March is mindful March. Fuck it. Like, because it's really the time to start being mindful with not only what feels good, but like what you're able to do, and still like we don't need, and I think this is also one like thing I'm healing from. I have tied over the years my self-worth with my productivity. And I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but like at the end of the day, if I like felt super tired and did a lot of things, I was like, okay, I had a successful day. And if I didn't, like if I had a more chill day, or maybe I was sick, like, and I needed to rest, I would feel guilt because I've created such a belief that like, oh, we have to be operating, we have to be moving, we have to be like constantly in this momentum. And it clearly caused my body burnout. And then it clearly caused me to have to take months to do nothing. So as you can see, whether you balance your life or not, the universe will. And that pendulum, if you bring the pendulum all the way over here and you go super extra in one area of your life, the pendulum will swing the other way. And if you choose to, you know, infuse balance into that and kind of allow yourself to find a happy medium, then it will kind of stay there. But if you're like me, where you're like, no, I gotta do this, or I gotta push myself, blah, 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 eventually you will need to take a break. You will need to disconnect. And so I've learned a lot about balance this year, being gentle with myself. I've worked a lot on my beliefs this year, and just like, it's been weird because I haven't been showing up for you guys. I've literally feel like I've been in a soul school with myself. Like, I've never had an injury like this. I don't even know how it happened. That's why I feel it's kind of like a divine, weird, like, thing. Because it was so weird and no one know, like, it doesn't make sense. And usually when something doesn't make sense like that, I'm like, something's going on. Something's going on in the other realms where I just need this right now. And so it took me like a month to like accept where I was, and I just have been practicing on just allowing things to be. And when I feel the energy, when I have the time, and when things align, I'll be able to come back and chat with you guys. And it looks like that was today, and I'm super grateful for that. That's kind of like not only a mix of updates and where I've been the past bit, but Greg, I hope that answers some of your questions on how to get back into your dream practice when you fall off. Because there's several things that I do, but those are some big ones for sure. What else? Reading my dream journal is helpful, very helpful, because it's not just like listening to someone else's experiences. You're reading your own. And if you're like me, sometimes when you write in your dream journal, you can feel the excitement, you can feel the energy from the dreams, and sometimes that just pumps me up. Like, I'll be reading dreams from who knows how long ago, and I'll be like, dude, this is why I love dreaming. Oh, I haven't had a lucid dream like that in years, or this or this. I should do that again. And all of a sudden, you've tapped into that energy, and it kind of carries itself there, And again, if you're not suppressing your REM sleep, just doing a few of these things will be fruitful for you. Greg, can you tell me at all where you feel you're struggling with your lucid dreams? And are you still working on the liminal dreaming? How was that? I know that we talked in the Telegram group and you were having a hard time getting to the rollover phase, but then we did have a breakthrough with that. How is that going? Are you still working on the liminal aspect? Are you still experiencing some momentum in that area? Liminal dreaming can definitely be tough. It's hard to also tell when you're there, because sometimes you're kind of half awake, half asleep, and your conscious awareness isn't completely turned on. Greg, do you have the book Liminal Dreaming by Jennifer Dompe? I'm curious. I think that'll be super, super helpful for you. You do? Okay. I was about to send that to you. If you didn't, I was like, I actually have a book that you'll love. Have you read it? I haven't read, I will be honest, I haven't read. I have a little bit that I haven't read at the end, but okay, because there's some cool techniques in there. Like, I think it would probably be helpful if I didn't have like books completely spread around, huh? Lucid dreaming, out of body experience, lucid dreaming, dream yoga. One second. Let me check over here. Liminal dreaming. Oh, here it is. Oh, almost fell. Okay. As you can see, I work with this book a lot. I haven't touched it for a little bit, but it really is good because it's like packed with techniques. They have a whole chapter on yoga nidra and different ways, like the structure of yoga nidra. They have like hypnopompia techniques and then hypnagogia techniques in here. They have breath work. And it's like, I'm telling you, it's packed with a few stories, and then it's packed with techniques, and then some herbs and oneirogens, which is basically like dream herbs and stuff. If you guys haven't heard of the word oneironaut basically means one who travels within dreams. And oneirogens is kind of like a play on the words of like, herbal adaptogens or herbal medicines that you can use for oneironautics, if you want to call it that. Sleep paralysis and liminal dreaming at the cusp of death and birth. That's interesting. I have a bookmark there, so I must have found something. Oh, Carl Jung and active imagination. So it's really, really such a good book. Let's see. Voice acted recorder method for hypnopompia or REM. This is something I've talked about where, like, to keep track of what you experience during hypnagogy and stuff, since you're awake, you can play a voice recorder while you're in that state and just drop as deep as you can into it. And then you can speak out loud the weird things that you see in liminal dreams, because they're kind of random. It's not like a REM dream where it's like a story or a theme. It's like random pieces of the day, of your subconscious, of like memories coming up. And so kind of allows you to review kind of the things that you experienced after without forgetting all of it. That's just a cool little public napping for hypnagogia. That's kind of fun. Talks about different brain waves. Dream cruising for hypnagogia. That's another little technique in here. Liminal dream dialogue. Voice act. So yeah, it's like, and they're like little chill techniques that are pretty easy to has like the graphs of our sleep stages in there. So yeah, it's a really, really good book. It's not just on liminal dreaming. It really is a dive into consciousness and sleep itself and the different states of consciousness we can experience when we are in full wakefulness. And so I find it really interesting. And believe it or not, guys, Jennifer, the one who wrote this book, is in our Facebook group, is in our little lucid dream group. So that is kind of a cool little thing. The vanishing point for hypnagogia, the morning linger for hypnopompia. That's just kind of dropping back into that deep relaxed state. I'm telling you, she really didn't hold back in here. And she's so cool. Like, I really like Jennifer. She's very grounded. She's very scientific. She's very, like, I really like the way that she teaches and describes things in this book. So, oh, you own it on Kindle. Oh, interesting. I might, honestly, Greg, you own on Kindle. I would definitely recommend the physical book. Send me your address in Telegram. Because I know you and I have been talking about this for years. You've been in the community like the whole time. And we have talked a lot about lucid dreaming and liminal dreaming. And for this book specifically, because there's just so many parts that I like come back to and underline and different techniques I want to read again, it might be a little bit hard in the audiobook version. So yeah, reach out and I'll send you a copy because I think it would be helpful to just have one on hand that you can just, mess around with, put tons of bookmarks in, like just make it a little experiment for yourself. But yeah, those are some things that I'd recommend for getting back into dreaming and starting to create that balance again. And then, yeah, if you're going to read one book, maybe start there and let me know what you think. And yeah, we can even chat about it because I use a lot of techniques in here too. And there's some techniques that I thought I just kind of created from my mind that I literally found in here after. And so, yeah, I'm definitely in that phase of exploring and just testing things out too. So, yeah, you totally can, or I can send. I'm down to gift it to you, friend. I know we've been working on this for a long time together, and yeah, yeah. So just reach out and I could take care of it. You don't have to worry about that. But that is about it, friends. Again, I don't know if any of you are into Formula One racing, but I got my race shirt on and F1's about to start, guys. So I'm gonna go get ready for that. Starts in a few minutes. But I hope this was helpful to you guys. And I just appreciate you guys so much for being a part of the community. Again, I apologize for my absence here on the channel, but I hope you guys kind of understand a little bit more now why it is taking me a little bit. And again, I dove fully into this as well in the most recent video as far as answering a handful of your guys' questions from the video before that. And in this last video I did kind of dive into my full lucid dreaming healing story. I really broke it down because I got some questions about that. And so yeah, if you're looking for kind of like a deep dive into dreams and stuff, and kind of how I use dreaming, or we also talked on like healing anxiety through the lucid dream, dream control, staying lucid for longer, and then like physical healing within the lucid dream is kind of like the main points. Sonny, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I didn't see this. Oh my goodness. Happy Catterday. I love that. Thank you. Happy Catterday. Yes. So good to see you again. So good to see you again. I'm enjoying the new visuals. Oh, just like my office or what visuals? But thank you. It's great. Not a racer, but seeing dream. I know, me neither. Chance got me into it recently, and it's super cool. I'm like actually excited. Yes, we need more live streams, and it feels so good to be back. Like I said, I've had to take a few months off. This is the first live stream of the year, but I'm starting to feel, time-wise, things are starting to open up because I'm feeling better. I don't need as many appointments. I don't need as much chaos throughout the day. And yeah, things are starting to open up a little bit more. So we'll definitely chat again soon, guys. Thank you, Bubble Wrap. I appreciate that so much. Sonny, thank you, dude. Thank you, guys. By the way, have you been listening to this my second channel, the Lucid Mystic Sleep Music? This whole year, I've kind of switched how I'm doing things, and I'm creating every single animation on there by myself. Every image I generate from my own little mind. A lot of them are places I've seen in my dream worlds, and I'm just putting a lot more energy into my second channel, and really trying to make it immersive. And I've really tried to make the sound more dynamic and dreamy and different. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think about my second channel. If you haven't checked it out for a while, it's a lot different than it has been the past year or two. So I'm super stoked about that. Thank you, John. Yeah, I work on generating my images for them like once a month. Each one is from my own mind. I just kind of use AI to describe my dream worlds and really put a lot of effort into each image, and then I animate it, and then each track I really try to make them sound really unique and different. Like you could probably totally hear the difference from even the past year or so. And so it's been fun. That's been like a creative outlet for me that I've been able to enjoy while I've been healing and recovering. Oh, yay, Sylvia. Thank you. Thank you. I hope that it serves you guys. I really do. Like, yeah, just know that I love you guys. I love everything that we do here together. I'm so excited to show up. I'm so excited to chat with you guys again. And again, like, the Telegram's always open for you guys. If you ever want to pop in there, that's where I give the most updates, and it's easier for me to stay connected in there than like posting YouTube posts where like maybe a couple people see it. Really, Zani, what? I hope I'm helping you get lucid. I hope I'm doing the work in the dreams also. Okay. I love that though. Oh my gosh. I missed you guys so much. I love you. Thank you again for coming to hang out with me. And again, I'll let you guys know when the next stream is. Just if it feels aligned to you, pop over in the Telegram chat. I would love to hang out with you guys there. And yeah, thanks for being in my life. I really appreciate you guys, and thanks for allowing me some time to heal and recover and figure life out again. You need more creative time. I'll actually give you a task. You're to draw a nice pic about a blueberry. I've never painted or drawn a blueberry, which is weird because I'm like obsessed. So I'll take that on. Thank you, John. You definitely know. You know how my mind works. I needed that. I needed that challenge. Thanks, guys. I love you so much, and I'll see you on the tracks if you're gonna be watching the race. But anyways, see you guys. Bye. Love